Yesterday, I recorded, and if you were listening to Q105 during the course of the day yesterday, you heard this. There's a deadline coming up shortly. If you're not compliant, you could get hosed. What is it? 7:45. All right, it's 7:49, so I'm a few minutes late. So you know what happens? The deadline is... Festa, did you guess what it was?
No, I didn't care. I think Andrew guessed.
Andrew guessed what, because I didn't tell when I was recording this yesterday, right after the show, to promote this segment right now. By the way, it is 7:50. We're 10 minutes away from the Cash Kitty. So Cash Kitty and your shot at $1,000 is 10 minutes away. So I record this yesterday, and Andrew guessed right away. And, you know, Andrew's like that, our producer, because I'll come up with an item that I'm going to tease for the next day, and he what is it? What is it? And sometimes I'll say to him, you know what? Why don't you tune in tomorrow at 7:45?
That's the same thing I tell him every time. Right. He's like, you said deadline. He's like, what is it? What's the deadline? I'm like, who cares? We get to it tomorrow.
Well,
Big deal.
Here's the deadline.
I left.
The deadline is coming up, and it is weeks away. It's the Real ID. Folks, here's what I want you to do.
Dude.
Check your driver license. And in Florida, I do say driver license. Some states call it a driver's license. But if you look at your Florida license, it actually says driver license and not driver's license. But seriously, on May 7th, and this has been delayed for years. It's been put off.
I've been hearing about this for like 15 years?
Well, it hasn't been that long. It's been like...
Because after 9/11, they made this a thing.
Yeah, you know, it's been a long time. So Real ID is a verified ID through certain methods on your driver's license or driver license, and you have to have a star. Just out of curiosity, how many people listening don't have the star? How many people don't have a Real ID compliant license? Now, why is this important? Why could you get hosed? Because starting May 7th, if you fly in the United States, you might not be able to get through TSA. So, if you do not have... So, folks, I'm telling you right now, check your driver license right now. If you have a driver license and you don't have the gold star on the upper right-hand corner, I want to hear from you. I want to know if you have a non-compliant license. Call me right now. Anybody.
How's that possible?
Let's see. 800-990-1047. Is anyone listening right now and you don't have a Real ID? Look at your license. If you don't have the gold star on the upper right-hand corner, on May 7th, you might get to the airport and they turn you away and you can't get on your flight and you miss it because you don't have Real ID.
So the United States Congress, passed the Real ID Act in 2005.
Yeah, that's
so 20 years.
20 years ago.
You've had time.
Yeah. The full implementation of the act, including the enforcement of Real ID compliant identification for various purposes. It has been a multi-year process with several extensions. The final deadline is coming up on May 7th, 2025. In weeks, May 7th is when Real ID is absolutely in effect. And airport security, this is like 20 years in the making. And it's finally coming into effect on May 7th after like tons of delays. So, COVID delayed. Remember, COVID was supposed to go into effect around COVID time, and they delayed it because of COVID.
All right, I can't speak to this firsthand, but I've heard that the Real ID process is a total pain. It's a hassle, but it's a complete pain in the ass for women who've been married multiple times and divorced and changed their name. Because I believe with the Real ID thing, you have to show the flow chart of your name through your whole life up until what name you have now.
Let's go to phones on this. We do have phones on hold, so I want to hear from people. I want you to call me. If you do not have the gold star on the upper right-hand corner of your driver license, call us. Or if you had to go through, tell us the hoops you had to go through to get the I'm trying to remember when I first got mine. I think was like a renewal like 10 years ago, maybe or more.
Yeah, but you had to show a birth certificate, right?
Yeah.
But
so I can't, whatever it was, you had to go through all the hoops.
Yeah.
All right, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Do you have the gold star missing on your license? Or did you have to go through the process, and what was it, a pain in the ass to prove who you are, whatever hoops? I can't remember what we did to do, but I do have the gold star. Michelle, you have a gold. Oh, we all have gold stars, right?
Yes.
Kids, we've checked them all.
Yes.
All right, 800-990-1047. Call us right now. Let me grab Marge. Marge in Newport Richie. Marge, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hi, that came to my attention about 2 weeks ago. My daughter-in-law, who lives in New York, told me, and I looked at my license, and luckily I do have the gold store in the corner.
Yep.
But I also found out that if you want a flag instead of the star, it's more expensive. I think the star is enhanced license, and that is $80 when you go to change your license. But if you get the flag, it's more. I'm not sure how much, but that automatically tells the person checking it that you are a natural-born United States of America citizen.
So you can get a flag? I didn't even know about the flag.
At the bottom of this article that I'm reading, it says it.
Hold on, Michelle. What does it? Read it.
It says that enhanced driver's license and IDs are also alternatives to the real ID compliance. And you can get the American flag at the top of the card along with the word enhanced. Michigan, Minnesota, New York, Vermont, and Washington currently issue them.
Oh, so New York. So we can't get the flag in Florida, but your daughter's in New York, so she can get the flag.
Okay.
Yes, okay, I didn't know that. Okay, so now we both just told each other information that was very useful.
Look at that. Look at that. Marge, thank you. And hey, hey, Marge, listen, I don't want to really be too personal here, but how much do you weigh?
About 125 pounds.
Oh, so yeah. See, that's what I'm glad that I'm glad she's 125, because I was going to say, tell them Large Marge sent you.
Hey, listen, I got introduced to a game years ago. I used to do like a clothing line in people's houses. It was kind of like a spin-off on Tupperware.
Yeah.
And you'd form a circle with all the new people that didn't know each other, and you would introduce yourself, and you would have to find a rhyme for your name, and then you'd go around the circle again twice, and everybody would kind of remember what you said. It was a fun game, and it would always start my sales off with a bang. But my name was Marge. The only thing I could think of was barge, and I used to say, I'm Marge, and I live on a barge.
Marge on the barge. I was saying, from the Pee Wee movie, from Tell 'em Large Marge sent you. All right, Marge, thank you. Johnny, also up that way. What are you laughing at?
I love Marge.
Yeah, Johnny up that way. He's in Port Richie. Hello, Johnny.
Hi, it's a she.
It's a she, Johnny.
Hey, Johnny.
Yes.
When did you make the transformation?
Boy. Yeah, so I was just informed because I got a letter from the tax collector office saying if I need to be compliant by May 7th. But I didn't do it because the last time I did my renewal, I guess, or whatever, of the driver's license, I did it by mail. Because every time I go in there and you do that eye test, I go blind for some reason. I get all nervous, and next thing you know, I can't see.
Wait a sec. You look into the eye chart and you go blind?
I go blind because I'm nervous. I don't know. All of a sudden, I go blind.
I've never heard of a psychosomatic blindness blackout.
Right? That's crazy,
Yeah,
John.
so I'm like, no. And then finally, by the skin of my teeth, I passed it. So this last time, I said, forget that. I renewed
It sounds like I don't want to be on the road next to you at 80 miles an hour on the Veterans.
Listen, I could see the drive, but the pressure of them wanting you to read it, I can't see. I go blind. I don't know why.
So, Johnny, if you look at your license right now, Johnny, if you look at your license, do you have the gold star on the upper right-hand corner?
No.
Well, then you're hosed. Are you planning to fly anytime soon?
No, thank goodness. But I'm sure it'll hold up some other things. But
well, hold on. What if you need to get on a plane after May 7th? You're not going to get through TSA without the gold star.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I probably won't. I'm probably on other lists too or something. You never know.
You'll have to take a tour bus like John Madden. Remember, he wouldn't fly.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, all right.
You're going to have to road it.
All right, thanks, Johnny. Listen, go get your gold star on your license.
I mean, couldn't you use a passport, MJ?
You can use a passport as well.
There's other forms of acceptable ID.
I would imagine. Holly in St. Pete. Holly, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hi, how are you?
you?
Going pretty well over here, Holly. Do you have a gold star?
I do, and it was actually really easy. When I moved here to Florida, we went to get our license, and she said, "Do you want the federal ID?" And I said, "Yes." And they said, "Okay." So I didn't have to show any kind of birth certificate or anything.
All right, so you got the gold star. I'm trying to remember when I got what I had to do. I didn't seem like it was that difficult. Holly, where'd you move from?
Ohio.
And did you have a gold star on your old Ohio license?
I did not.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thank you, Holly. Appreciate it. How long you been down here?
Oh, gosh, 3 years?
Well, thank you for finding the MJ Morning Show. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Listen every morning.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Sandy and Largo. Sandy, MJ Morning Show, you're up. Sandy, go ahead.
Hello. Yeah, my story is a little bit longer. I had a hard time getting my real ID because I was born in Connecticut, and then I was adopted, family moved down to Florida when I was very young.
Mm-hmm.
Got married, got a divorce, got remarried. When I got remarried, I took my adopted name as my middle name. So.
Oh wow! So your track record, your history is all muddled.
It was muddled. So I had to have my adoption decree, the divorce paperwork, and then the remarriage, and then showing the middle name where my new.
Yeah, it's a real hassle.
So how'd you sort it out? How'd you finally get it done?
Just had to have every piece of paperwork, and being adopted out of state, I didn't have my adoption paperwork, so I had to go to Connecticut, get my adoption paper or my real birth certificate, get the adoption paperwork for my parents, get the divorce. I didn't have my divorce paperwork.
Did you have to track down your real birth mother?
Well, luckily it was just a stepfather adoption, so my stepfather adopted me when I was 12.
I got you. All right, Sandy, I'm happy to hear it has a happy ending.
Yeah, but it's only a terrible pain in the ass for women.
Yeah.
It is.
Because they're the ones that traditionally change names.
Again, folks, if you're just tuning in, finally the Real ID goes into effect on May 7th. If you want to fly, if you want to get to the airport and get through TSA and be able to get on your airplane beginning May 7th, in just weeks, you have to have the gold star on the upper. Check your license. Do you have the gold star on the upper right-hand corner of your driver license? You got to have it if you want to fly beginning May 7th. Sandy, thanks for the call. Robin is next. Hello, Rockin' Robin. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hello. Mine was a nightmare. It was kind of like Esther was saying, but I don't know how many people have their original birth certificate. So when I went in and waited hour, 2 hours, I get up there and they're like, "We can't accept this anymore. You have to go get a new birth certificate." I'm like,
oh,
okay.
wow.
I mean, it can't be a copy like a photocopy. It has to be a certified copy from the state.
It was certified. It was the original white piece of paper back then. My mother had saved it, so I was like, "Hey, this couldn't be any more legit." No, they made me go back again, and like you said, I got divorced. Oh, we need where your name was changed because I went back to my maiden name.
Oh man.
So I go back. I ended up going back to make it a little bit shorter 6 times. When I went in the 6th time, I had all my taxes, my name changes, my divorce decree.
Oh, God.
I had everything, and the lady looked at me, and I said, "Yep, it's me again, and I will get that star this time."
Wouldn't you just wear them out, and they finally said, "Okay, here's your gold star. Get out of here. We don't want to see you again."
It was like the 6th time when I came in with that 3-inch folder, said, "Here you go. Look through it, find everything you need." They weren't happy with me.
Oh, wow. Robin, thank you for the story. I appreciate it. All right, so before I'm going to grab, Andrew, no more calls. I'll do West, Maryland, Odie, and Margaret. So 4 quickies here. But I also want to share with you that beginning on May 7th, all travelers over 18, you got to have real ID unless you have another TSA-approved form of ID like a U.S. passport, state-issued enhanced driver's license, DHS trusted traveler cards like Global Entry, Nexus, Century, Fast, U.S. Department of Defense ID, permanent resident card, border crossing card, acceptable photo ID issued by a federally recognized tribal nation or Indian tribe, Does like your Seminole Hard Rock Casino players card get you through now? I don't know. All right. All right. The HSPD 12 PIV sounds like a sexually transmitted disease card is what it sounds
PIV.
like.
Here's my card.
A foreign government issued passport. Anyway, there are some exceptions, but the easiest thing if you're a U.S. citizen, you just get the driver license that has the gold star. All right, let me just do quickies here. Wes in Tampa, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi, Wes.
Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Doing fine. What's the story?
I am lacking the gold star.
Oh, wow. And when does your license expire? How much more time do you have on it?
Well, I've got it till 26, but I've got an appointment on May the 5th to go ahead and get it taken care of.
All right. Do you have everything you need to go get your gold star and your driver's license?
Yes, sir, I do. I'm good to go.
All right. When are you flying next?
August. I've got to go up to a wedding in Boston. So
yeah, you got plenty of time then.
What do they require you to bring, Wes? What do you have to bring with you?
I believe they just said just a birth certificate. If I can just obtain that, it should be good to go. So I've already got everything in order. Just got to get in there and,
I'll tell you what, Wes, I'm happy that the freaking wedding's not this weekend because you'd be hosed. Yeah.
No.
Well,
I'm sorry. The weekend right after May 7th. I'm sorry. All right, Wes.
You're a little ahead of.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm a little ahead of. Thank you, Wes. All right, Marilyn quickly and he knew. You know what I meant. All right, Marilyn West Chase, go ahead.
Good morning, Fester. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning.
MJ.
Thank you.
Okay, I had to go 9 months without a driver's license because I was born in Jersey and adopted about 4 years later.
Oh, I thought you crashed into a bus stop while you were loaded.
The adoption was sealed.
Yeah.
And I do not have an originating birth certificate. We applied. Wow. So my name was Franz at birth. I was adopted, and my name was changed to my adopted family in Broward County, Florida. So we applied to the Broward County courthouse to have my adoption record.
All right. So listen, bottom line, is it fixed? Do you have a gold star now?
Yeah, I had to get a waiver from Tallahassee showing that I exhausted all avenues to try to obtain the birth certificate, the original or the adopted one. So it took me 9 months. So anytime I renew my license, I have to bring the waiver from the state, from Tallahassee, giving me a waiver.
All right, listen, we'll put you on contract waivers for tonight. Thanks for at Bob's Country Bunker. Thank you, Marilyn. Have a great one, okay?
You too. Thank you.
Yeah, Blues Brothers reference. Every show I try to get one in. Margaret in Riverview. 2 more calls, and we got to move on. Margaret, Riverview, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, good morning. I have a gold star, and when I renewed my license a few years ago, it was easy, not a problem, quick and simple. However, my husband doesn't have a gold star, and he has to get his renewal done before June. So they sent him a letter saying that he has to be there to renew. I think it was either May 7th or May 15th. And then he has to bring his birth certificate, Social Security card, and another form of ID.
All right, well.
And go through the whole thing again.
There you go. How many people listening check their license and they don't have the gold star? And after May 7th, you got to have it. Thank you, Margaret. All right, last call, Odie in Lutz on the MJ Morning Show. Hi, Odie.
Hi, good morning. How are you guys?
Doing well. Go ahead.
Good. So I'm a Cuban American, been married for 40 years, went to get my gold star, which I got it, but they told me, I said, sit aside for a minute. I was detained for like 15 minutes because they showed that I was not married. I had to wait. They called Miami for the entrance, but they finally got it. So I'm okay, and I'm still married. Thank you, MJ.
Thank you, Odie. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, listen, we just did a public service because you know how many people might not have known this?
Right.
And they'll get on a plane after May 7th to get to the airport. They don't have the gold star.
Okay, so let me just clarify this.
Or try to get on a plane, yeah.
I know we're talking to mostly Floridians here.
Yep.
Florida is a gold star, but other states have other symbols.
Yeah,
Not every state is a gold star.
Yeah, like Nebraska has a cob of corn.
No, they don't. Well, we talked about the American flag.
No. That's an enhanced one that only 5 states offer.
Okay, all right.
Some of the states are black stars or black cutout stars, and California is a bear, and Maine is the shape of the state.
It's a lobster in Maine.
Arkansas is
Big
a
lobster
meth pipe.
claw.
So, if you're like,
what state's a meth?
Meth pipe in Arkansas.
No,
Okay.
that's more like Kentucky, I think.
Listen, several states.
Yeah.
It could be several.
Yeah.
so not everybody.
Oh, yeah, you know what? A lot of meth labs in the Ozarks.
Yeah. Listen, they made a whole show about it, didn't they?
Yeah, Ozark, great show. Yeah.
So, for those listening and are looking at their license, maybe they're visitors or, snowbirds, right? Like Nevada is the shape of the state with a star in it.
Utah, it's multiple wives.
What, you got a bunch of wives lined
Just
up on the upper
outline,
right-hand corner.
The outline of them.
So, like on the back of SUVs, where they have all the little stickers of the family.
Right.
Oh, you love that.
The mother, the father, all the kids, the dog.
Mhm.
I like the folks that have the guns lined up on the back window of the car. You like the video? If so, go ahead and click like, share, subscribe, and get more.